Children. Okay, today we'll be moving towards to the important storm centers of the movement. Important storm centers of the movement. Okay, uh, we have done about the Quit India movement, the adoption of Quit India resolution, as I've already explained you in our Zoom class. It was on 14th of July. Please don't get confused out here. 14th of July, they adopted the Quit India resolution. Okay, it was 14th of July 1942. Congress Working Committee adopted the resolution which is known as Quit India resolution. But this Quit India resolution was been passed on 8th of August 1942 at the AICC meeting which was being held in Bombay, which I've already explained you before. Okay. So as you know very well, later on, British started taking the repressive measure before the Congress, okay, they could start the movement. That was on 9th of August, okay. Early in the morning, 9th of August, Gandhiji and all the leading leaders of the Congress, they were being arrested and put behind the bars. And Congress was being declared as an illegal organization by the British authority. Okay, this I'd already explained you. Thereafter, when the news of arrest of Gandhiji started spreading like a wildfire all over the country, the people came out to protest against the arrest of the leaders. The hartals were being called out, demonstrations and the processions were there in all over the country. Because you know very well, as I've told you, it was during that time, most of the important leaders were behind the bars. Now, who will lead the movement? एउटा कुनै मुभमेन्टलाई लिड गर्ने त लिडर चाहियो. Without leaders, okay, you cannot lead the movement. कसैले त एकजना निस्किनु पर्यो लिड गर्ने. So at this time, all the important leaders, all the leading leaders of the Congress who have been put behind the bars, the leadership, okay, was being taken up by the young and the students. What I mean to say is that at this time, the young and the students took the charge as the leaders. That means now the movement was being led by the youth and the students. But as you know very well, at the initial stage, I told you at the early stage, the movement was non-violent. They followed the path of Gandhiji because Gandhiji always used to say ahimsa, satyagraha. This was, let me make you clear. These were two important weapons used by Gandhiji. Okay, that was ahimsa, non-violence, satyagraha. Is it clear? Are you understanding? At the initial stage, the movement, the Quit India movement was following the path of non-violence. Okay, but when the repression was being made by authority, okay, these provoked the people to be violent. When the British authorities started suppressing this movement by force, then the people were being converted to violent. Thereafter, they decided to choose their own method for the struggle. Thereafter, the people started coming up with a violent action, cutting off telephone lines, telegraph wires, started damaging the railway tracks, attacking on the government buildings as well as police stations. Now, apart from Congress, now let's see who were the one, which political parties and which were the other organization which supported this non-violent, Quit India movement. Okay, I mean to say, apart from Congress, let's see which were the organization they supported or they rejected the Quit India movement. The Congress Socialist Group, try to understand. The Congress Socialist Group, under the leadership of Jai Prakash Narayan, we call, usually JP Narayan we call it, Ram Manohar Lohia and Aruna Asif Ali, they supported the Quit India movement. They played a very important part, very important role for the support of Quit India movement. But The other, the political party known as Muslim League, they completely protest. They went against the Quit India resolution and they refused to participate in the movement. That means it is very much clear that the Muslim League did not participate in the movement. The Communist Party of India, another political party of India named as Communist Party of India. Communist Party of India also completely went against the movement. Is it clear? Communist Party of India, CPI, Manswami. That Communist Party of India also condemned the movement. Because why? Okay, what was the reason? See, what was the reason given by the Communist Party of India for the rejection of the movement? They said that if we will support this movement, it will weaken the British government. The Second World War was going on. Second World War was a war against fascism. Try to understand. The Second World War was against fascism, and the British government were fighting against the fascism. Okay, so CPI stated that if we will support this movement will weaken the British government, and they will not be able to fight against fascism. That was the reason given. Even the Hindu Mahasabha also condemned the movement. They completely went against this movement and they did not take part in this national struggle. So this was the political parties and the organization who supported and who rejected the Quit India movement. Okay, now, dear children, let us move towards to the important storm centers. Kun jaga cha ekdamai main sentence थियो यो movement को. Kun movement? The Quit India movement. Okay. Though the Muslim League, the Communist Party, and some other organizations did not participate in this historic movement. Okay, we can say this movement, Quit India movement, as a historic movement. Why? Why do we call this movement as a historic movement? Because this time, a very good decision was being taken by Congress to throw away the British from India. Quit India movement. Bharat Chhoro Andolon bhन्छ त्यसलाई. Is it clear? So we can call this movement as a historic movement. So in this historic movement, Muslim League did not participate, Communist Party did not participate, and some other organization also did not participate in this historic movement. But still then, the people of different sections of the society, the people belonging to the different sections of the society, they took active part in this movement. Most of the people of India, let's say the Indians, okay, they took active part in this society. Now, we can see 5 important centers for the movement which embrace the whole of India. 5 important centers, sir. Just let's say whole India like cover garek, sir. Let's see which were those important 5 centers, okay? Which were those 5 important centers where the movement took place? Let's see. Number one was the districts of Bhagalpur, Hazaribagh, and Saran in the state of Bihar. Okay. Second most important center, Banaras, Ghazipur, please note down, Balia, and Azamgarh in the state of UP, United Provinces. Number 3, Tamluk, okay, in Midnapur. Your Midnapur is cancer. It is in South Bengal. It is in South Bengal. Number 4, Balasore, Korapat, and Talcher in the states of Odisha. And the 5th important centers were Nasik and Satara. Nasik and Satara, Kanira, Maharashtra. So these 5 important states were there. Bihar, United Provinces, Bengal, Odisha, Maharashtra. In the districts of Bhagatpur, Hazaribagh and Saran in Bihar, Banaras, Ghazipur, Balia, Azamgarh, United Provinces, Tamluk, that is in Midnapur in the South Bengal, Balasore, Koraput, Talcher in the state of Odisha, and Nasik and Satara in the state of Maharashtra. You two पांचवटा centers, important centers. Okay, the important storm centers, most maximum the movement, quit India movement say you centers ma suru by maximum, which really embrace the whole of India. Though the Muslim League did not participate in the movement, the caste, Hindu and Harijan took part. See, Muslim League participate garena, you know where repeatedly I'm telling you, Muslim League did not participate in this movement. But Hindu and Harijans, they took active part in this movement. Not only Hindu and Harijans, even the women also took active part in the different parts of India. And let's see, the well-known among them, the well-known women who have taken active part in this movement are Aruna Asaf Ali, Sarojini Naidu, Sucheta Kripalani, and others. To name the few, the active role played by women, Aruna Asaf Ali, Sarojini Naidu, and Sucheta Kripalani. Is it clear? So these were the important storm centers of Quit India movement. Now, it has been said that this movement, Quit India movement, had three phases. Tinora phase by according to Sumit Sarkar, he has identified three phases of Quit India movement. Here they zoom. Let's see the three phases. Kun phase goya Quit India movement. Okay, which were the three phases according to Sumit Sarkar? Okay, according to Sumit Sarkar, he clearly stated that, or he clearly identified that this Quit India movement had three phases. In the first phase, I am doing about Quit India movement now. Please, dear children, try to understand out here. Okay, Quit India movement will be identified into three phases. First phase, त्यसको पहिलाको phase. First phase, the movement started in urban areas. अब कहाँनिर सुरु भयो? In urban areas. Now, let's see how was the movement done in these urban areas. The movement started in urban areas, followed by hartals, processions, demonstrations, strikes in schools, colleges, and offices. That means, especially in the first phase in urban areas, most of the schools, colleges, and offices were being shut down. Demonstrations were there, processions were being taken out. Working class in the number of industrial towns went on strike. See, working class means the people who are working in factories or industries, they went on strike. Like, as you know, if the workers, if they don't go for the work, obviously the factories will shut down. Obviously the industries will shut down. So here the workers play very, very important role, okay, for the production in industries or factories. So the working class, especially in most of the industrial towns, they went on strike. Some of these industrial centers, let's see which were the most important industrial centers where this working class went on strike. Bombay, Kanpur, Jamshedpur, and Ahmedabad. But in most of these centers, the strike did not last long, except in Ahmedabad, where it continued for about 3 months. Our youth in the cities, okay, these were most important industrial centers in India: Kanpur, Bombay, Jamshedpur, and Ahmedabad. Yeah, the working class, they went on strike. Okay, but most of these centers, my strike did not last for a long period of time. Okay, for a very brief period. For a very short period, strike by the strike was been withdrawn, except in the center called Ahmedabad. It has been said that in Ahmedabad, the strike continued something for about 3 months. 3 महिनासम्म Ahmedabad मा चाहिँ strike भयो. Is it clear? Especially I'm talking about the industrial towns. Is it clear? That was in the first phase. Our second phase मा जाउँ. Let's see what happened in the second phase. The lead was given by the rural people. अब यहाँनिर lead कसले गर्यो? Rural people ले. Try to understand. First phase मा urban areas मा भयो. Okay, in the cities area. Okay, strikes, demonstration, processes was been done. Offices, schools, colleges were being shut down. Working classes in the number of industrial towns they went on strike. Our second phase was a rural people lead करे. The people, especially the movement was being led by rural people, village area तिर. The people of Tamluk, that is in Midnapur district of Bengal, north and east Bihar, eastern UP, especially Benares district, part of Maharashtra, Balasore and Talsar of Odisha took the lead in this movement. Especially, mostly the people belonging to the district of Tamluk, that is in Midnapur district of Bengal, north and east Bihar, eastern United Provinces ma, especially Benares district ma, and some part of Maharashtra, Balasore, Talsar of Odisha ma. In this, the people took an active lead. Okay, most of the people of this district, they took the lead in this movement. The people attacked the government buildings. Your second phase, the people started attacking the government buildings. They started destroying the government buildings, especially like post offices, police stations. They started cutting the telegraph wires and telephone lines. They tried to set them on fire. They started damaging like some sort of violence. Is that clear? Destroying all the government buildings. The government properties are destroyed. They even started setting them on fire. Your district ma temporary governments were established, especially in the Tamluk, that is in Bengal, Balia in United Provinces, and Thalsar in Odisha. Temporary government shuru gare. Just imagine, the people started forming the temporary government in this district. That took place in the second phase. Abo third phase ma heru. Third phase ma ke bhayo? Try to understand. Third phase, it has been said that roughly started from September 1942. Okay, third phase roughly started in 1942 September. In this phase, the movement was controlled by the revolutionary leaders. Abo yo phase ma chahi controlled by the revolutionary leaders. Revolutionary leaders means the people who revolt. Okay, so the movement was been controlled by the revolutionary leaders, especially in the third phase. Underground revolutionary activity started. As I've told you, okay, underground means to hide yourself and organize the activity. Is it clear? That is what you call underground activities. Okay, was been started. J.P. Narayan, I have already mentioned you in the previous paragraph. Jayaprakash Narayan and Ramananda Mishra, they escaped from Hazaribagh jail bar bhagyo. Okay, they escaped from Hazaribagh jail and they organized an underground movement. Unaru underground bhayera ne movement suru garyo without coming in the highlight. As you know very well, if they come into the picture, okay, unaru scene ma ayo bhane, picture ma ayo bhane, they will be easily arrested. Pakrera unalai jail bhitra halcha. So, not to come in the hand of the British, they underground themselves, they hid themselves underground by a lukila unale movement suru garyo. In Bombay, Aruna Asaf Ali of the socialist group carried on underground activities. Bombay ma Aruna Asaf Ali le, she carried out the underground activities. Now, when I speak about the Berlin radio on 31st August 1942, Subhash Chandra Bose described the movement as non-violent guerrilla warfare. See, Subhash Chandra Bose on 31st of August 1942 from over Berlin radio, Subhash Chandra Bose he described your movement like this movement, Quit India movement, he described as non-violent guerrilla warfare. Guerrilla warfare means unexpected attack. It is non-violent war. Okay, they are not doing violent, but it is non-violently they are giving an unexpected attack. Last phase. The movement continued up to May 1944 at a very slow pace. Last phase, see, in the last phase, what happened? This movement called Quit India movement, okay, it continued till May 1944. Try to understand, this movement continued till May 1944. 42 was the movement, you know very well. But this movement pace was very slow. Speed was very slow. When Gandhiji was released from jail, the revolutionaries celebrate the Tilak Day and the Independence Day. Gradually, this historic movement of Indian people came to an end. See, Gandhiji was been released from the jail. The moment Gandhiji was been released from the jail, your movement go pace haraya gayo. Okay, Are you understanding? जुन चाहिँ स्पिडमा जाँदै थियो, फ्लो जाँदै थियो, the moment Gandhiji was been released from the jail, यो movement बिस्तारै बिस्तारै ढिलो हुँदै गयो. Is it clear? Got it? So the revolutionaries, okay, they celebrated this day as a Tilak Day and also declared as Independence Day. Slowly and slowly, it has been said that this historical movement, gradually this historical movement of Indian people finally came to an end. यो movement पनि त्यतिकै सक्यो 1944 मा. Is it clear? Got it? अब let's see and let's try to understand why this movement failed. Your movement failed भयो. I know very well. Okay, I've already told you that this movement failed. Quit India movement failed. The pace of this movement slowed down the moment Gandhiji was been released from jail. अब यो उसको causes चाहिँ के रहेछ त? Cause is very important. Causes of the failure of the movement. अब यो movement, Quit India movement चाहिँ किन fail भयो? Why this Quit India movement could not succeeded? There are many reasons. This historic Quit India movement failed due to some reasons. Let's see. Now, you know very well, when Gandhiji and all the leaders were arrested, the movement came under the control of the local leaders, you know very well, who were not always followers of true Gandhian ideas. Point number 1 to be noted down. Why this movement failed, right? The moment Gandhiji and all the important leaders who have been arrested, your movement koska hatma aayo? It came under the control of the local leaders. And most of the leaders, they were not the followers of the Gandhian ideas. They are not the followers of the non-violence. They are not the follower of the Satyagraha. Gandhian ideas completely follow गर्ने अरु थिएन त्यति बेला. So what they did, they organized the movement locally. Local मा मात्रै थियो movement. Centralized leadership was not there. There was no centralized leadership to coordinate. उनीहरूलाई guide गर्ने, उनीहरूलाई coordinate गर्ने कोही पनि थिएन. Is it clear? Got it? Naturally, the movement gradually became scattered and lost its force. अब हेरै locally भयो नि त यो movement. It was specially limited to particular one local areas. किनभने यो movement local leaders ले control गर्यो नि त. Centralized leadership मा coordination छैन यहाँनिर. There was no centralized leadership. Central को leaders छैन को पनि coordinate गर्ने यिनीहरूलाई. To guide this movement, there were no leader from the center. Is it clear? So that is the reason why यो movement चाहिँ scattered भयो. छरेर गयो. Is it clear? As you know better. जुनै कुरा पनि छरेर गएपछि त obviously it will lose its force, you know very well. यो मुभमेन्ट त्यो भयो, यसरी छरेर गयो, चारैतिर छरेर गयो, सेन्ट्रलाइज हुन सकेन, एउटा युनिटीमा ल्याउन सकेन. So that is the reason why this slowly and slowly the movement also started losing its force. According to this is second point. First point थियो. Second point, according to Dr. Rajendra Prasad, extensive preparation was needed for success of this movement. Okay. According to Dr. Rajendra Prasad, okay. According to him, he clearly stated that to get a success for this movement, your movement like success पाउनुको लागि चाहिँ a well plan हुनुपर्ने थियो. A preparation should be there. A extensive preparation should be there. त्यो चाहिन्थ्यो. The leaders of the movement should have decided their plan of action before the government had arrested them. Obviously, yes, this is the point that has to be noted down. According to Rajendra Prasad, clearly उले भन्दैछ हामी क्विट इन्डिया मुभमेन्ट सुरु गर्छौं भनेको थियो 8th of August मा. In 8th of August 1942 मा, you know very well, it was on this day they passed the resolution to start the Quit India movement. Now it has been clearly stated that the leaders of this movement, whoever are leading this movement, they should have previously decided their plan of action before the government had arrested them. उनीहरुलाई पक्रिनु भन्दा अगाडि उनीहरुले प्लान बनाइसकेको हुनु पर्थ्यो. But they did not do that. But they made no such preparation because Gandhiji was of opinion that the government would not arrest him. Here clear थियो, यहाँ picture clear हुँदैछ. उनीहरुले किन prior plan बनाएन? Why the leaders of the Congress, Gandhiji and all the leaders did not make such a plan of action before the government could arrest them? Because they did not make this preparation. किन बनाएन? Try to understand. Because Gandhiji was on opinion. Gandhiजीलाई उलाई के सोचाइ थियो? What was the thinking of Gandhiji? He was thinking that government will not arrest him. मलाई त गभर्नमेन्टले पक्रिँदैन. Gandhiजीको opinion, try to understand. That was the opinion of Gandhiji, thinking that he will not be arrested by the government. Arrest गरे त उलाई. That is the second point for the failure of the movement. The Quit India movement also fell as the rulers of native states, army, police, and high government officials remained faithful towards the British government. Another most important point that has to be noted down, dear children. Why this movement failed? Because the ruler of native states, princely states, whoever was the ruler of the princely states, the army, the police, and the high government officials, they were very, very faithful towards to the British government. They were very supportive towards to the British government. They did not support this Quit India movement, try to understand. Thus, the activities of the government continue unhampered. That is the reason why the activities of the government, okay, no one could disturb the activity of the government because all the high officials of the government, okay, police, army, native rulers, they were all in the favor of the British government. So their activities remain unharmed. उनीहरूको जे policy उनीहरूले introduce गर्यो त्यो कसले disturb गर्न सकेन. The movement did not evoke much response from the merchant community. Businessmanले पनि support दिएन. Try to understand. The businessman also did not support it, did not give a good response to this movement because the capitalists and the merchants group had profited heavily during the war period. See. Why the merchant community did not give the good response to this movement? Because the capitalist and the merchant group had been heavily profited during the war period. During the war period, your businessmenहरूलाई एकदमै ज्यादा profit भएको थियो. That is the reason why they don't want it to be involved in this movement. Is it clear? Next point. Muslim League remained aloof from the movement. मैले अघि नै भनिहालेँ, Muslim League did not support it. एउटा political party. Hindu Mahasabha also condemned the movement. Hindu Mahasabha also did not support the movement. Communist Party of India, due to its people's war line, did not support the movement. There were some Congress leaders like Raja Gopalachari. Raja Gopalachari did not went with the ideas, views of Gandhiji. I have already explained you in the Zoom class. Some of the Congress leaders, within the Congress leaders, especially name him, Raja Gopalachari, he did not support it. He did not participate in it. Is it clear? So from the very beginning only the movement was ill-conceived and weak for all these reasons. So from the starting only the movement was not so strong. From the very initial stage only the movement was very, very weak for all these reasons. And final reason, let me come to the final reason, the ruthless repressive policy of the government. It's important to try to understand. You point number 5 cha ramroसँग याद गर. It's in your syllabus. Okay, it's in your syllabus. Another important reason for the failure of the movement was the ruthless repression of the authority. The most important reason for the failure of this movement is the ruthless repressive measures done by the authority. See, the government adopted every method. The government adopted all sort of repressive measures to suppress this movement, like arresting everyone, detention, firing, burning the house, flogging, step. All the method was been followed by the government because the government, by anyhow, they wanted to suppress this movement. Whoever seen in the doubt, without any warrant, they were being arrested, they were being detained, their house were being burned, they were being fired, they were being killed. This thing happened. The government also used airplanes to gun down the people in different places. See the attitude of British government. The government used airplanes. Try to understand. They gunned down the people in different places. Wherever the movement started, from the aeroplane, okay, firing on Uthalia. The Allied army, which was then stationed at Calcutta, was promptly used to crush the August revolutionaries. See, the Allied army, army थियो Allied को, who has been stationed at Kolkata, तिनीलाई Calcutta मा राखेको थियो army लाई, they were been immediately given order to cross this August revolutionaries. This is another most important reason for the failure of this Quit India movement. R.C. Mazumdar has rightly remarked that the general picture that emerged from these accounts may be described as widespread revolution upsurge of the people almost throughout India that manifested itself mainly in destructive activities. See, R.C. Mazumdar, one of the great freedom fighter, okay, historian, okay, he has clearly stated that this picture, the picture of this movement can be described as widespread revolutionary upsurge of the people. यो चाहिँ यो revolution चाहिँ कसले गरेको? People-ले गरेको. Because people are not satisfied with the policy of the British government. Is it clear? This is the revolutionary which has been started by the people throughout India. That is the reason why they manifested themselves into a destructive activities. किनभने यसमा, as I've told you, the leader like Gandhiji and all was been arrested during that time. You know very well, okay? So the people then lead garin the yo in the local areas. Is it clear? Finally, the British government also took the advantage of wartime press censorship. अब यति बेला चाहिँ finally British government ले के को advantage लियो? Wartime press censorship. त्यतिला war हुँदै थियो, you know very well. In the year 1942 मा war हुँदै थियो, second world war हुँदै थियो, त्यसमा press censorship मा थियो, restrict. Censorship भनेको to restrict, to prohibit. Press लाई allow थिएन केही पनि लेख्ने. Is it clear? So this advantage was been taken by the British government to suppress this movement. The government did not care to listen to any internal criticism. Right? They did not listen to any criticism made by Indians towards them. Criticize गर्दैछ, उनीहरूले आफ्नो suppression गर्दैछ त्यहाँनिर. मान्छे मार्दैछ, घर भत्काइदिन्छ, घर जलाइदिँदैछ. They did not listen. किनभने त्यति बेला press पनि थिएन. Because there was a wartime press censorship. Okay. The Allied powers were busy in fighting against the Axis powers. You know very well. At this time, the Allied powers were busy. They didn't had any time to pay attention to what's going in India. Okay. They were busy having a war against Axis, and naturally they did not have mind to think of what the British were doing in India. Try to understand. At this time, the Allied powers, okay, the Allied powers, Russia, America, okay, they were fighting with Axis powers. So that is the reason why they themselves were engaged in the war. So that is the reason why they didn't have any time to think what the British government was doing in India. British government in India ma ke गर्दैछ? उनीहरूले सोच्नु पनि सक्दैन, त्यहाँ हेर्नु पनि सक्दैन. They could not pay attention out there. Hence the Quit India movement failed. That is the reason why Quit India movement finally failed. But though it failed, it has great significance. It has really got a great significance, and the contribution to the freedom movements of the Indians cannot be denied. See, yes, the contribution given by the Indians, you cannot deny it. Because of this Quit India movement, only finally in 1947, we got freedom from the hand of the British. Finally, the British had to leave India in the year 1947. Till 1942 को जुन चाहिँ यो revolt छ, Quit India movement also had great significance. It also had got a great contribution for the freedom movement. Is it clear? Okay, dear children. So this much for today. Let's stop, and I will continue in next time. Thank you very much.